time. And then there are
Yes,
rights
sir.
the label gets that's on an exclusive basis from the artist to the record, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, the artist has the right to write the label and say, I would like to have, I would like to end our partnership. And then the music rights revert back to the owner. Okay. So that's content licensing in a nutshell. Master ownership goes one of two ways. You can take a buyout. So we're going to pay you a flat fee and we don't owe you anything else. Example, the Ghostface Killer album I did was a buyout. I paid him one time and I have to pay him one time only. And I can do whatever I want with the music. You can't say shit about it. All right. The second way is I'm signing the master, meaning I'm going to own the record. I'm the label. But you are going to get royalties for whatever, I own the master for perpetuity. You will get royalties in perpetuity as long as royalties are owed. Now, here's where that shit gets tricky because rappers that just want to be the best rapper, you've heard stories about like Wiz Khalifa and he got taken advantage of from like a manager or accountant or whatever for like $8 million. You hear the same story about Rihanna and you hear the same story about many A-list dudes that just wanted to be the best artist they could be, the most famous A-lister they could be, and therefore ultimately have regret at the end of the day because they wanted to assign the roles of really understanding the business of their music to others. I don't have any qualms with that. But every artist in the world should strive to be the best business person they can be as well. Not just the artist. You don't just get to wear one hat anymore. You want to wear all the hats to understand the ins and outs of the industry you're in, right? Like someone doesn't become a medical doctor and refuse to like learn new procedures. Like shit changes. So therefore, if you're willing to learn the business and wear these multiple hats, chances are you're going to have a better course of your career. You're going to strive to do better. You're going to make more money and be happy in the long run. So when artists that just want to be the best artists see a contract, they look for two things. What is the amount of money I'm getting right now? And what is my royalty rate? What is the percentage? So when I signed Benny, for those of you at home that didn't know this, I had signed Benny the Butcher to Holy Trinity Productions when he never sold more than 500 records. I believed in Benny from the minute I met him. I have emails where I was writing labels, trying to get labels to sign Westside and Conway before Shady. And they'd be like, no, like, because this guy's talking all this Hitler shit and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, whatever, let's focus on Benny. So I put literally everything I could into Benny, and I've worked for many years in the Spesh. But Benny, as soon as Tan Talk 3 launched, we had companies offering 400 grand, 500 grand, up to $1 million. And I told Benny, I'm like, our $1 million payday is around the corner. Like, just keep working. But I had to explain to Benny, now, just so you understand, if you're already able to make this amount of money yourself, you don't want to take it from somebody else. Why is that? Because it's not just, if you sign a deal for $500,000, it's not you make the $500,000 back and then you start getting the royalty. It is the $500,000 back times a level of interest, which is usually between 2.5% and 3.5%, like a bank. That is the interest rate. So if you take $500,000, you might not see another penny of your profits until you make $1.5 million. Now, you have to be honest with yourself. Have you ever had a project that's made $1.5 million? If the answer is no, then you have successfully told yourself $500,000 is the most I'm going to make on this. So if you take 20 grand times 3, the multiplier, it's 60, 100, 300. So like with Rakim, I was offered 100 grand off the rip for the God's Network shit just for the digital. And I'm like, no, I'm cool. And they're like, are you sure? Like, it's 100 grand. But I knew 100 grand is really 300 grand. Okay. So I don't want to take 100 if I think I could make 300. So I took 0. And not to put my income out there and shit, but that was the smart play.
Before we go on with this too, because I mean, we're loving this right now in terms of the knowledge you're giving us. And shout out to Benny, City Boy, Mr. Harlem Zone, the whole BSF. Know those guys. Great individuals. Nothing but love for those guys.
And then the best part, me and Benny had our ups and downs, and now we're all on the up and shit. But like, even when we were on the down, if you were to ask Benny or you were to ask City or Spesh or any of these dudes with the trust movement or the BSF movement, like M-80 never withheld the game from us. Like, never asked us for shit, only strive to put money in their pockets and make moves and tell them like what the best possible course of action was. So that's what I love about those dudes, at their core. Like, they never fronted on me, would give me my props.
And that's important, man, because one thing about that, Mhm. And one thing about it is that it ebbs and flows, ups and downs, as you said, 80, because it's a situation where this industry is so volatile, it's so unpredictable, and things happen. But the most important thing is that you all can maintain respect to each other as men. And most importantly, you can communicate when the time is right. Things may be a little bit on and out for a while, but
Rappers
then
and
y'all.
communication is one of the biggest hurdles you'll ever encounter, bro. People, it's not just like
Hmm.
rappers and people just don't have time communicating emotions and feelings and mental health and stuff like that. They have a hard time communicating business. Like I did Benny's contract, and I'm just going to use Benny's example because it's the perfect example.